it was a mess. It should have never got that far.
What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the UFC's #3 ranked lightweight contender, fighting Benoit Saint-Denis in the co-main event of UFC 299 on Saturday. He's taking everything that Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman has worked for. Should probably change your nickname by now. Dustin the Diamond Poirier. How's it going, man?
Going well, brother. Going well.
Well, thank you for doing this. Now, before we get to the fight at hand, your career as a whole, I always put up a little Q&A, and those fan questions will be sprinkled in. But someone actually DM'd me. They wanted this read so bad, so I'm going to do them the solid. When are we getting like the Poirier hot sauce cooking with Volkanovski crossover?
Man, soon. I think soon.
Okay.
This is something I've been planning. I have an idea in my head to do a show called Food Fight, and been shopping it around, have a bunch of ideas. So we got some stuff in the works.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like the and Dustin always working on something new.
Always.
Let's talk a little bit about the co-main event. I think it caught some people, myself included, really off guard when odds makers had Benoit Saint-Denis open as the favorite against you. What do you think people are getting wrong in their perception of this fight?
I have no clue, man. We gotta go out there on Saturday night and find out, I guess. Maybe the way my last fight went, I got hit with a head kick, KO'd. I'm 35 years old. He's 30, no, he's 28, 27 on a 5-fight win streak, finished all of his opponents. Maybe that, I don't know.
How do you feel about his defensive tendencies? Obviously, like he's a huge offensive threat, but I find that he leaves himself open to a lot, and I find that you're the type of person who would capitalize on those opportunities.
Well, I sure hope so. I sure hope that that's what happens. I'll make it happen. Yeah, sometimes he does get a little reckless, brawling and stuff, but hey, you can say the same thing about me. If I clip a guy, sometimes I get crazy. So I just see a young guy who's hungry and got fire in his eyes, and he's trying to finish fights. Very, very dangerous opponent, but that can hurt you as well.
Dustin, blink twice if you were being cheeky with that fight is off tweet that you put out. Okay, I like it. You should have a staring contest with someone. Could you walk me through the timeline? Like, things got resolved so quickly to the extent that you're willing to share. Like, what happened after you put out the tweet that everything got sorted out so quickly?
It's kind of a long story. There was some back and forth with me and my management. I gave him a deadline. The deadline didn't get passed on. It was miscommunication, honestly.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything by that day. I said, you know what? I told you a deadline. I'm standing by my word. I'm out. Like
Okay.
it was a mess. It should have never got that far. Fight is happening Saturday.
Love it. I love it. So yeah, okay, great. Love that. Appreciate. I just happened to be talking to Johnny Eplin when that news broke, and you've got some friends firmly in your corner. I want you to know Johnny really had your back on that one. So
Johnny's my guy, man, and what a champion he is, dude. Went out there, Saudi Arabia, and did it again. Got his hand raised, still undefeated. Had to battle through some adversity. That
totally.
dude's a workhorse, bro. Always in the gym, always grinding.
Now, obviously, I won't ask for like contract specifics, but at this stage of your career, where you're one of UFC's more dependable headliners, what are the sort of things you're looking for most when it comes to like signing the dotted line? Whether that's the fight or the opportunities that come from it, money, whatever is like motivating for you the most at this point.
The excitement. Like I want to be
Mm,
nervous and scared and like, oh shit, this is crazy fight. The same reason I said yes to the Gaethje fight. Because I knew it was going to be a car crash. The same reason I said yes to the Michael Chandler fight, because I knew it was going to be a car crash. This is another one of those situations. This guy's young and hungry, like I said. He's finished his last 5 opponents. Those are the fights that make me like say, oh shit.
mm.
That's what I want to feel the whole training camp every morning when I wake up. I want to think of that. You know,
What is the most underrated food hot sauce combo?
Ooh, underrated.
Yeah,
Uh, One people don't really do or know about probably is hot sauce on popcorn.
I saw you post it. Does the popcorn
Uh,
not get soggy, dude?
it does a little bit, but you get like a handful with some fresh boys, some soggy boys. It's all right. Trust me,
Gotcha.
it's all right.
Okay. Okay, I like that. You have your common opponent for both Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor. I think at this point for the fans, like they've just lost all faith that that fight's even going to happen. And I think there's one rhetoric of like, Michael, move on, man. You've wasted so much time. Having gone through the Conor experience, obviously it wasn't this sort of timetable. What would your advice be for Michael Chandler amid this long, long holdout? Should he keep waiting?
I mean, that's up to him and his family. I don't know
Yeah,
where he's at in his
that's
mental
fair.
space, but yeah, you probably should.
Okay, let's see. This is coming from like one of UFC's like most prominent businessmen. So fans, take Dustin's advice on this. Now, if this was actually another popular kind of like fan question, if Conor never returns again, what would it mean for you to be not only his last opponent, but to have handed him his final loss?
Loss is.
Yes, losses.
Uh, I don't know if I want to hang my hat on that. That's not.
Totally.
It's just part of fighting history, I guess. But uh, yeah, who knows? Who freaking knows if he's ever gonna fight again? You know, your guess, anyone's guess is as good as mine, dude. They're teasing it. They're teasing it, but I'm buying the pay-per-view. I'll tell you that.
Yes, sir. I actually really like that you mentioned like that's not necessarily what you want to hang your head on. I feel like it segues nicely into this as we hit the back half. When it's all said and done, will Dustin Poirier's legacy be more as a UFC fighter or more for the work you've done with the Good Fight Foundation with your wife?
Thanks, man. Thanks for bringing that up.
Of course.
I'm not sure. We'll see because the even when the fighting stops, the last day, when I take those gloves off, the good fight's going to keep going on. So hopefully that lives forever, and we keep spreading it and growing it and helping families in need. That's the goal for this thing to keep going.
You know, I've met people who are sort of naturally more giving than others or sort of more naturally aware of what's going on around them as it pertains to helping others. I remember as a kid driving down to school on like a borderline snow day and him picking up old ladies on the side of the street and driving them around. When would you say, if you were to look back, like at its earliest stage in your life, what sort of sparked the work that you would go on to do with the Good Fight Foundation?
It's tough to say. I'm sure there are a lot of small things that played a part in it. 2018 is whenever we started the Good Fight Foundation, but before that, we were doing charitable stuff to food banks and to a local family in Louisiana who where a police officer got killed and left behind a wife and kids, auctioned off some old stuff, old fight stuff, and helped their family out. And then that kind of turned into the Good Fight Foundation. But maybe my mom. Maybe I give credit to my
Mm,
mom. Growing up, my house, we'd have kids come in and she'd orphan kids until they were in a new family and things like that. She
wow.
was very always open door, trying to help people out. So maybe it kind of sparked from that.
Shout out to moms. Shout out to moms. I love to hear that. I had some people ask, like, what are your next fights gonna be? What's retirement looking like? And I know those are fight questions fighters generally don't like answering. So let me frame it in this way. For you,
Dude, I'll
what are the
answer
bucket
whatever.
list? No, I know, but I mean, I just feel like it gets so played out. But what are some of the bucket list items for you in MMA at this point?
Fights like this, they get me excited, are cool, but
Cool.
legacy fights, title fights, everything else, I feel like I've done.
I'm trying to think about the division right now. So you have Saryuki and Oliveira. Gaethje takes this fight. So okay, there's a few options for you depending on how the puzzle pieces fall over the next few months. It'll be
Yeah, we gotta
interesting to
we
see.
gotta see. Does Max take the BMF belt from Gaethje? If he does he stay at 155? I have 2 wins over him. That could be a trilogy down the line, but then again, you don't want to keep fighting the same guys.
Totally.
You can't fight Conor again, Gaethje again, Max again. I've fought these guys all, multiple times. So we'll see, man. One fight at a time. Saturday night has to happen. Smoke will clear, then we'll figure out what's next.
All right, last question. I'll let you go here, Dustin. There's you're on social media relatively frequently, but there's one
Yeah.
tweet pinned from 2016. So I want to ask. It's all about perseverance. Why does that quote mean so much to you? That's the first thing you see on Twitter.
Um, I just feel like that's a message for my life. Like,
Mm.
how much can you take and be underdogged and just keep grinding and keep waking up and keep pushing forward? You know, the obstacle is the way. It's all about perseverance, man. You have to just go through it to get to it. And that's what the grit, you know, not just in fighting, just in life, waking up, whatever challenges you have each day, putting your best foot forward with a positive mindset. That's why I put that stuff. It might seem cheesy to some people. Like, I put stuff out on Twitter or Instagram, positive stuff, because it's just filled with so much negativity and so much toxic. You know, the world's a crazy place right now, not just on social media. And if you can sprinkle a little bit of happiness in there, give somebody a reason to smile, or just some positivity, man. That's what it's about. You know, just keep getting knocked down and getting back up. That's what that quote means.
I love it. Well, I saw you turn the tables a little bit. Someone mentioned your crooked nose. You're like, okay, well, at least I can poke around the corner. So between my big nose and your crooked nose, we can take a little sniff down the block and hang a right. Okay.
Dude, I've had 2 surgeries on this bad boy. It still looks like a boomerang.
Hey man, it does not diminish. In fact, you can point to it when you look at all the good work you've done. Dustin, I want to leave you with the last word, so I'll do my part very quick. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. Please subscribe, tap the bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Let us know what's your official prediction for Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis that takes place at UFC 299 on Saturday. Dustin, if there's anything you want to let the people know on your way out, the floor is yours, man.
Hey, thanks for following my career. Buy the pay-per-view Saturday. If you want to check out what me and the Good Fight Foundation have, go to thegoodfightgroup.com or check them out on the Good Fight Foundation across social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We just set a goal to work with FoodNet Food Bank in Louisiana. We're trying to raise $50,000 for this fight. I will auction everything I wear to the Octagon on Saturday, the week following the fight, and we're gonna do our best to get food put on the tables in Lafayette, Louisiana, for families who are underprivileged.